Ashley Palmer, age 31, lived in Gresham, Oregon with her 2 children on the 3rd floor of Building C at the Rockwood Village, located at the 700 block of Southeast 185th Avenue. Rockwood Village is a newly opened affordable housing complex that opened in August of 2021. It features courtyards and parks, and is surrounded by multiple 4-story buildings. Ashley and her wife, Genevieve Palmer, who also identifies as Christopher Palmer in court documents, had divorced 2 years ago, and were in the midst of a heated custody battle over their 2 children. The children were going back and forth between the 2 homes. The couple had 2 children, Kaylana, age 6, and Xavier, age 8. The children both attended Bridger School in Southeast Portland. Xavier was in the 2nd grade, and Kaylana was in kindergarten. Xavier loved playing video games. He was extremely smart for his age and loved everyone. He loved playing with his trains, Legos, and playing in the waves at the beach. Kaylana adored unicorns. She was an exceptional painter, and loved making up songs about unicorns playing with her. Genevieve purchased a new car for Ashley to use for the children, as well as paid all her bills for the past 2 years. Genevieve was fighting for joint custody for the 2 children. When she would gain some ground, Ashley would petition the court for emergency orders to prevent Genevieve from seeing her children. She would claim the children were in danger if partial custody was granted. The judge dismissed the protection order after it was determined that the children were not in any danger with Genevieve. Ashley's most recent plea in February of 2022 for an immediate protection order was denied by the judge. Genevieve then petitioned the court for joint custody in April. In the court documents, Genevieve accused Ashley of being abusive towards her when the couple lived in Idaho. However, that case was dropped and no further action was taken about the abuse. Genevieve received a disturbing text message from Ashley at around midnight on May 9 in 2022. The message included a link to a YouTube video which consisted of a music playlist saying "Mother, Children Murder Suicide 2022. Genevieve immediately called 911. She feared for her children's safety. Police responded to the residence to do a welfare check, but nobody answered. Genevieve called back and was advised they do not have enough evidence to enter, and she was advised her to wait until morning then check on her children. Ashley's mother also became worried and contacted the police. She asked them to check on her daughter and grandchildren. She was also advised to wait until morning. On May 10 in 2022, at 7:45 a.m., after numerous calls, police went back to Ashley's apartment to do another welfare check. When nobody would answer the door, with probable cause, police made entry and discovered a gruesome scene. Ashley had shot both children, then turned the gun on herself, committing suicide. All 3 were deceased. Police backed out and called in the East County Major Crimes Team. The Multnomah County Medical Examiner's Office ruled the case a murder-suicide, determining that Ashley Palmer allegedly shot both of her children, then took her own life. Authorities say when police were sent to the home initially they were given the wrong address, and the caller just asked for a welfare check, and didn't seem that urgent. Later, when police interviewed neighbors, it was determined that someone in the apartment complex heard the 3 gunshots around 90 minutes before the initial 911 call came in. Genevieve Palmer told the reporters they were loved, adding, "They had their whole lives ahead of them and it was stolen from them. They are going to be very, very missed." Palmer says she was supposed to get the children the day police located the bodies. "Our hearts are with the school community in this time, and we are making additional resources and supports available to students, staff, and families," Portland Public Schools said in a statement. Funeral and burial details are not known yet. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health break or experiencing thoughts of suicide, please reach out to someone. There's a list of numbers in the description area below this video. Please reach out, you are not alone. Charmaine Harris McLeod, age 35, was the mother of 4 young children. Eileen, age 6, Matilda, age 5, Wyatt, age 4, and Zydok, age 2. Charmaine and her ex-husband, James McLeod, divorced 2 years ago. The two were in a court fight over custody. Charmaine attempted to keep James completely out of their children's lives. Charmaine was from Hervey Bay, a city on the coast of the Fraser Coast region of Queensland, Australia. Hervey Bay has a population of approximately 55,000 citizens. Eileen and Matilda attended Kawungan State School in Queensland. Charmaine was driving her station wagon, and had all 4 children in the vehicle. She was driving on the Bina Highway near Cumbria, right after 7 p.m. on Monday, May 27 in 2019. The area is over 3 hours from Charmaine and the children's home. It's unclear why Charmaine was traveling along the highway. She attempted to pass another truck on the wrong side of the road when she collided head-on into a semi-truck at high speed. The large truck flipped over, and both vehicles burst into flames. Charmaine died on impact. The 47-year-old driver of the truck escaped his burning semi. He received extensive burns to his arms while desperately trying to get the children from the burning station wagon. 3 of the children were unable to be rescued and died in the fire. The 4th child, 6-year-old Eileen, was pulled from the burning wreckage and rushed to the hospital on a rescue flight, but tragically died en route to Brisbane. After further investigation, police located a letter near the scene of the crime that was written by Charmaine, which painted a different picture of what really happened. Queensland Police Commissioner Ian Stewart now believes the crash was intentional. The letter was found inside Charmaine's purse, which was thrown from the car during the accident. The investigation revealed an absence of skid marks, and no attempt to swerve from the truck. Charmaine previously posted on social media about her frustration with her church. She said, "Honestly, I tried to fit in, I tried for 17 years. I feel as if you can't or don't grasp God or healing, when they think you should have, then you just get left behind. With nothing and 4 children, you would think there would be support or help, but very, very little. They were always too busy, not one piece of clothing, or a piece of bread was offered. Let alone shelter. I feel as if I've done it alone. These are the things Jesus did. He ate with the less fortunate. I've asked for prayer before surgery, and yes, I've had a lot of surgeries, but they don't do for others though." The church wrote back, "We are saddened that you feel this way, and can have a pastoral member contact you again if you need to discuss these things further. Our door is always open should you need it." The church publicly responded with this message: "We organized professional counseling for her, which she was still regularly attending. We provided meals when needed, looked after her kids, pray with her many times, visited her at home, and the list goes on." It's easy to say we could have done more, but honestly we were there for Charmaine when she needed us. We are all very sad and hurting with this tragic loss. Charmaine was a wonderful person with 4 incredible kids. James McLeod, the father of the children, released a public statement: "I love them very much, and they will surely be missed with all of my heart. They were beautiful souls, and were loved by all who knew them. Daddy, we love you." Words a father will never hear again.
They were all that I lived for. I've got nothing. To be let down like this and to have my children returned back to me in urns is just the worst feeling I've ever endured. I'm just absolutely gutted that someone that they trusted and loved could do that to them. I don't know why she did this. It's just a selfish, pointless act. Something needs to change. This was totally preventable. I want to fight to make sure that this doesn't happen to any other kids ever again. I know the kids are in heaven now and they're up there causing a muck, and they'll be waiting for me when my turn's done.
According to a social media post by Charmaine, the Department of Child Safety had been investigating the welfare of her children for several months prior to the murders. Since the children were being investigated by Child Protective Services, their deaths will be examined by the Independent Child Death Case Review Panel. The review is a two-tiered process that investigates any child's death when the children are known to the department at least 12 months prior to serious injury or death. Charmaine was known to post to Facebook groups often about her personal issues. In one such post in December, she said she had significant mental health issues in the past, and due to that child safety is involved. She also said she felt alone and lost, and that life is hard, really hard, and she is struggling to even trust God. The Minister for Child Safety Farmer said she was legally not able to discuss individual child safety cases, but said, "The death of any child is tragic, and the loss of this family is an absolute tragedy. I know everyone wants answers, and so do I, but we need this to be done properly, and we need to allow police and the coroner the time and space to do their job. However, what I can say is that where a child who is known to the child protection system dies or suffers a serious injury, there is a thorough investigation." A GoFundMe campaign was set up by Charmaine's sister, Katie Harris, to cover the funeral expenses. More than 150 people attended the memorial in Hervey Bay for Charmaine and her 4 children. Disney songs were played before the service began, and some of the McLeod family members came dressed as angels while some of the children dressed as superheroes to pay tribute. The GoFundMe brought in $18,800. The remainder of the money donated will be split between the 2 truck drivers who were involved in the fiery crash. Harris said, "We have decided to distribute the last of the funds to the drivers of the trucks involved, for their efforts, and to try and ease their financial burdens at this time. Each truck driver will receive $5,855. Ashley Palmer didn't want to share custody with her ex. When it came time to share the children, she would go before the court to attempt to get a protection order. Eventually the judge figured out her game and started denying the orders. Even though no decision had been made yet, she made the devastating decision to murder 2 innocent children instead of sharing them. She was a selfish, narcissistic woman who doesn't deserve to be called mother. May Kaylina and Xavier rest in peace." Charmaine McLeod claims her estranged husband was abusive, and felt her church wasn't doing enough to help her. It's unclear if there was really any abuse, and if there actually was abuse, she did far worse by murdering 4 innocent children. Sadly, Eileen, Matilda, Wyatt, and Zydok were taken from this world far too soon. May they all rest in peace. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.
Want to help support the channel you love, and get something in return? Simply purchase some Elizabeth's Chronicles merch. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, cozy blankets, beach towels, phone covers and more. Use the coupon code EC10OFF4U and get 10% off your order. The link to order is in the description area below this video. Thanks for helping Elizabeth's Chronicles continue to make the videos you love.